Well, good evening, Southeast, and all representatives or guests that are on tonight's call. Welcome to our Southeast Shares, where representatives share hot tips to grow your business. And we're very excited for this evening's agenda. Before we go on, Kelly Coleman, by the way, is a senior leadership development coach, and myself, Jeanette Wilson. We will be facilitating tonight's call, and then we also have an executive leader with us, and we also have one of our leadership development coaches. So they're going to be doing some introductions for us this evening. But before we start, as usual, I'd like to promote our Southeast Region New Avon Facebook page, and please spread the word because we want to make sure we've got lots of people on that, because right now, with all the President's Recognition Program tributes going on, there are tons of photos, and it's just so fun to watch the videos and the photos and all of our top sellers and top leaders being recognized. So tonight, we've got a couple great representatives, Robin Ernst, and she's going to be speaking about and sharing about team communication and her newsletter. And by the way, Robin, I love your hat. I'm not sure if you live in Kentucky, but it reminds me of the Kentucky Derby. So maybe this is, it's right around the corner. So you look beautiful in your pink hat. And Karen Warren, oh my gosh, Karen always looks so professional there. Southeast Success Plan duplication. This is going to be very interesting this evening because it's going to be more of a Q&A when Karen jumps on, and Angelique and Kelly will be facilitating that. So she'll be talking about our Southeast Success Plan in the 5x5. Now, just as a reminder, to go ahead and type questions in the chat, type comments, accolades for our speakers, whatever you'd like. And you will also notice on their pages when we introduce them that their phone number and email's there. And when you hear the playback, you can watch that and you can reach out to them that way. So with this, I'm going to turn it over to Janine Newcomer, one of our Southeast Leadership Development coaches, to introduce Robin.
Hello, everyone. I have the absolute pleasure this evening to introduce Robin Ernst. I'm going to just tell you a little bit about Robin because I think she's so dang impressive. And she is from Louisville, Kentucky, so that's why the hat is on. But Robin was recruited by her daughter, so Avon's definitely in the family blood. And if I had to use one word to describe Robin, I would call her so selfless. And I say this because she doesn't hesitate to help any fellow representatives or leaders, regardless if they're in her downline. She invites them to team meetings. She celebrates other people's successes. So she is really, truly selfless with her business and with her knowledge. She even volunteers at the local retirement facility that she services and does Avon bingo there. So I will tell you, get ready to be wild. I could not be more proud of Robin. So Robin, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for that, Janine. That was very sweet. And Jeanette, we had our PC tribute last year that was Derby themed, so that's why I had the hat on. That was at our PC tribute. So I want to welcome everyone to the call tonight. We're talking about team communication and team newsletters. Team communication is vital to a leader's success and to the success of their team. Some members are, while some members are interactive, they participate in events and meetings, they answer the phone when you call them, they even return your messages, return your calls back. Not all team members are interactive with their leader or even with other representatives. They just kind of want to not be bothered. The key is to work with those that want you to work with them and to leave the rest. But when I say leave the rest, you don't want to forget about the rest of them. You just kind of want to let them do their thing, but you want to let them know that you're around. So, because they play a key role in your success. They help you to make your numbers by them putting in orders, and by them putting in orders, you get your bonus checks and commission checks. So having a form of communication with your team above and beyond emails and those notices that we send out when they haven't placed an order or when they haven't paid their bill is beneficial to you as a leader. Newsletters is one way that to communicate with a team. I've been a rep since 2007, and I started leadership about 6 months in. I built my team pretty quick, and for a while, I just kind of maintained where I was at. I didn't really grow much. I bounced kind of up and down in title for several years until I discovered newsletters. In 2011, I had some time on my hands and decided I just kind of really wanted to get serious about my leadership part of my business. I wanted more than what I really had. So I started researching to see what I could do differently. About that time, I kind of received an email in a personal email that was from a business group that I participated in, and it had a customer newsletter attached. And I thought, voila, that's what I need to do. So I started kind of playing around with Word. I'm a big computer geek. So I kind of started playing around with Word and developed a newsletter that I wanted to start sending to my team. So at first I kind of did them once a campaign, but that just got too much to do, too time consuming. So I decided to just do them monthly, and that's worked for me. And I'll admit there's times that I kind of back off and don't really do it, but believe me when I tell you, I can see a difference in my business when I do send them out and when I don't. My team interaction does not really change, but my team activity does. My team members that haven't placed an order recently suddenly does. My order sizes grow a little bit more, and on occasion I hear from those don't bother me reps. So with that, I'm going to have them move to the next slide. Now this is what I started with back in 2011, and there's two different newsletters here. The one on the left is from October, the one on the right is from November. I just kind of did a one-page thing, and it wasn't a whole lot of information. It was just more recognition and celebration, anniversaries and birthdays, and recognizing people that had joined the team. I did a little new kind of like a personal letter to them, and that was really all it was. But even just that little bit made a difference in my business. So I started really trying to do those periodically. Newsletters can not only be for teams, you can actually do them for customers. Now, I haven't started doing that yet, but that is my goal for 2019, is to get one up and running for not only my team, but also for my key customers, my customers that buy from me all the time. Right now, I'm doing newsletters, and I'm doing them actually a little bit more involved. And right now, I always make sure that I include the following elements in my newsletters. I always make sure I have a personal letter from me to the recipients, which is my team. I have at least one or more inserts of some type of training, something that they can learn from. And then I always make sure that I include one type of just kind of like Avon information, just something that they might need to know. I also I have team meetings, so I also make sure that I have my future meeting notifications on the newsletter. And then I've started doing recognition. I do the top 3 in sales by campaign. I also do, of course, the birthdays and anniversaries. And then I just kind of fill in my holes with clip art and quotes. So, like cute little quote sayings. So with that, I'll have them move to the next slide. And then that's going to be, this is what I'm doing currently. Now, this is my April newsletter that I just sent out to my team. Now I'm down to up to 2 pages. I try not to do too much more than that, because this way, if they printed it, they could print it front and back. I do have some people that don't. I send these out by email, and I do have some people that are not on email or Facebook, and so I print a copy and hard copy them, mail them a copy of it. So I also post this on my Facebook group page for my team. So with this, again, I have my personal letter, and then I do some type of training and some type of information. So this is kind of, but like I said, right now, I do make a difference. Whatever form of communication you choose to do, to be in contact with your team, the key element here is going to be consistency. Do what you say you're going to do when you're going to do it. And although this is a hard task in today's world because everybody's so busy, if you want to develop loyalty with your team, it's definitely a task worth developing. So with that, that's, like I said, I'm kind of proud of my newsletter. So
go back. Great. Yes, stay right there for a moment, please. Robin, thank you so much. I just love some of the things that you were saying. First off, you talk about it's. I guess what I captured was 3 points all the time of what you were presenting to us, and it was communication, consistency for creative. Or for creating success. It's communication consistency. I love the dream catchers, that just catches your attention. And how you started with your newsletter and how it has evolved to the 2-page newsletter, but still, it's still simple and the eye-catching, colorful, points of high team sales. Don't forget Mother's Day, the birthday part. But even where you said it's like 3 points of is a personal letter in there, a training, and then also other information. So it sounds very simple, like it doesn't, like you don't have to spend a lot of time on it. But also what's so valuable is that you're not mailing all of these out, you're doing it by email, but yet, like you said, those that don't have the email or not as tech savvy, you can mail that out. So you're touching all bases and you're just reaching your people and communicating in the way that they like to be communicated. So thank you so much. I would hope that everyone's typing in the chat or at least looking at this and seeing like, maybe this is something that might be good for your business too. So thank you very much, Robin, for sharing. And again, love your hat. And I understand if you were at your PRP tribute last year and it was right around Kentucky Derby time, that's why you have the hat. So we will be doing that again, as Janine had marked that in the chat box. So thank you again, Robin.
Thank you.
Okay, Angelique, are you on? Angelique, she is a bronze executive leader, and she is going to introduce our next speaker.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am so proud and honored to introduce someone who is near and dear to my heart and part of my amazing STAR team. Karen Warren has some great tips that she's going to share in a bit, so I'm not going to steal her thunder, but I just want to mention that as a leader, we occasionally have aha moments, and when you realize something that can really help your business, then everything starts clicking, and you light up, and then things are duplicatable. And so I've just recently witnessed a huge spark in Karen, and she's going to tell you what it was and what she is doing right now that has made her business really start growing. And also today was just a proud moment, just watching her on stage getting awards. That was heartwarming to me and probably the most rewarding part of being a leader. So congratulations, Karen. You look like you were having a great time up there. So introducing Karen Warren.
Karen, are you on mute? Can you unmute your little microphone?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm here. How's everyone doing tonight?
All right.
We're doing great. I'll speak for everyone.
Yeah, okay, good. All right.
Hey, Karen. I hate to interject, but this is Kelly Coleman. So I think the agreement here was for you to share. We want to feature you, but Angelique and I have some questions to do just that, to highlight some of the things that are working with you in relation to our Southeast Success Formula. So if you were on our one of our last calls a few weeks ago, our Regional Vice President, Donna Miles, came on to help introduce this new program. And I'll tell you what, Angelique just said it. It's been amazing to see leaders take this program and bring it to life, and the spark, that aha that Karen has had. Oh boy. So let's just start there. So how are you utilizing the Southeast Success Formula, Karen? What is it meaning to you in your business right now?
Okay. It's actually sparking a wonderful growth in my downline. Um, just went from the coaching class and all that, from the success program and stuff. Like they said, that aha moment. When I got that aha moment that night with that 2.5 formula, I couldn't wait, to get off the line. And I immediately ran upstairs and called one of my downlines, and I shared the information with her. And she in turn shared it with her downline, and that downline has just went crazy, just exploded. She has 6 people sign up under her within like a week and a half. So we're very proud of her, and I mean the team and sales and everything is just going great. So that was my aha moment. That 2.5 formula actually put it in perspective.
So like the slide says here, it's about going to your team and saying to them a simple question. If I were to say to you, I could guarantee earnings in the next 2 weeks, significant earnings, how much would you say you'd like to earn? So if they give you that number, you say to them, well, if you have the will, I can teach you the skill. That's kind of the premise of the formula. But you're saying that you took the actual math, the actual formula, and you utilize that formula to show them the way, right? So
Exactly.
I'm kind of summarizing, but I don't want to steal your thunder either. I want to know, tell us the words that you use. So you ran upstairs and you called your team member, and what did you say, and what are you saying to your team to introduce this formula?
Okay, we talked about the 5x5 and just talked about, getting out and seeing, 5 people, 5 times a week. And then when you go to them, you're just going to ask them, what do you need? And, and you get a number, say for instance, somebody came up and they said I needed $500, for a wash and dryer, or I needed to make $125 in the next 2 weeks. So when you can actually sit down with that person and show that to them on paper and figure it out. I mean, you take that 125, said, okay, they needed 125, and you take that and you multiply it by that formula, the 2.5, and then you say, hey, so you need to have award sales, or you need to sell about $313. Okay, and so then they would take that, and you can pick something. It could be from the brochure, or we like to do the daily care bundle. So you pick an offer, and so that offer is $20. So you take that and you divide that by that 313, and then that would let them know, hey, so you need to sell about 16 of those bundles to earn, to get that 125. So it just made so much more sense to me when you could actually see that on, on the paper, because I was going out, we all go out, and talk, hey, you can earn $1,000, in 90 days or whatever. But when you can get that out there, that 5 people, you can get them in front of you and talk to them 5 days a week. Like I said, you just get that 5x5 and you put that formula in front of them and you put it on a piece of paper and you sit and talk about it. I mean, it's just right there. I mean,
I love what I hear you say. So you're saying a lot of things right now. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Southeast Success Plan or the Southeast Success Formula, same thing, be sure that you reach out to your mentor and your coach, and collectively we'll teach you this formula, because what you're hearing Karen say is so valuable. I love what you said, Karen, that it brings the opportunity to life for a representative, or even a potential new representative. When you say to them what you need, and you're able to then show them the math and say, okay, you need XYZ, you need to service this many customers or sell this many daily care collection. You can then teach them how to do that. So I hear you saying that you do the math and then you take the tools that will help them and you put actions to those tools. You talked about creating a contact list and just getting out there, but using that formula as your basis to show them what they need in order to get to their desired earnings. I think that that's incredible. And I love to hear how you say it just simplifies things. And as Angelique mentioned, when Karen introduced us to one of her new leadership representatives, the new leader in turn shared this formula, used these same questions in this Southeast Success Plan approach, and has 6 new team members. So it works if you work it, right? And so tell me, Karen, then how are you following up with this leader and helping her to learn how to follow up with her new team members so that you can keep this success formula duplicating? So from you to her and from her to them and so on and so forth.
Okay, well, we're all working together, phone calls, emails, texts. Like I said, they're on fire. They are doing live on social media. I mean, the girls are on fire, and that in turn puts me on fire. So I find myself doing things that I wouldn't normally do. So we've got several meetings set up. We're gonna partner with several businesses. We just got a lot going on right now. And I'll tell you, one of my girls, we talk about doing that, talking to the 5x5 and all that. And she was talking the other night on a call with Angelique, and this was very unique to me because she said she had something that was called a chicken list, and this is Shakita.
Yeah.
And her thing on her chicken list is, we talk about, getting the nose, but she said on her chicken list that you go out and you talk to 100 people, because she said more than likely you're not going to get 100 no's, but somewhere in there you're going to get a yes. So that chicken list is going to be the people that you are afraid to talk to, that you might be afraid to talk to, but you get out there. We got to all come out of our comfort zone. And so that's what we're getting ready to do. And I tell you, Miss Evelyn's pulling me out of my comfort zone, and my girls are pulling me out of my comfort zone. And all I can tell y'all is y'all just better get ready because we're on fire. So just take notes.
I love it. I love it so much. And so here's the formula that we're speaking to, the formula that Karen is really utilizing, taking it to her team. And look, you can take this to a prospective new person, right? You can take this to a new representative, an established representative, a new team member, a new leader. You can utilize the same formula. It's all about that person's desired earnings and you helping them to see the tools and actions that will take them towards those earnings. And that's exactly what you're doing, Karen. So I love it. Use that chicken list, be accountable to it, take notes, because this is equating to success. And we're so proud to feature you with this Southeast Success Plan. I saw in the chat that several of you guys had not seen the formula yet. We've just introduced this. So we're going to continue featuring representatives just like Karen who are seeing success from the plan. And we'll introduce it to you all as well so that you can take this exact same formula and run with it and have the same level of success. So Angelique, you want to wrap us up and kind of close out this segment with Karen? I know that you're so proud right now.
I am a proud mother, I tell you. So she is taking this process and showing it to everybody, potential recruits, her current downline, and this is something that they can easily, it's easy because I've been doing like hard calculation all these years, and this is so simple for people to understand, and they can in turn do the same thing with their people. And I'm just so proud that you picked this up, and actually you taught me. You taught me about this, and now I'm like, wow, I'm going to use this too. So I just appreciate our partnership, and I am so proud of your discoveries and all of the growth that you've had over the last year. It is absolutely amazing. So you just keep on rocking it, Karen. You are amazing.
Thank you.
I love it. So interestingly enough, two different topics today, but Robin really talked to communication and consistency and the recognition that's a part of that communication that she provides. And I think that it's interesting that Karen, in talking about a formula and how that's helped her team have success, it's really kind of, when you think about it, the same thing. She learned the formula, went to her team to communicate the possibilities, and with consistency will continue to inspect what she expects and recognize her team members when they're having success. And ultimately, it kind of becomes the same thing. Even though it was two different topics, Robin and Karen really both shared the value of communication, consistency, and recognition. And isn't it a beautiful thing when those two things become about the person that you're working with, that prospect, that new representative, when you can help them see their desired earnings and help them connect those actions and tools to make those desired earnings reality? It's really a beautiful thing. And I think that you both displayed that beautifully tonight. So thank you both for joining us. I have we've been on a little bit of a lull with our Southeast Shares call, and I'm so happy to have us back sharing today. We have so much to share. You guys have so much to offer. And so with that, as a reminder, if you have any questions, be sure to type them in the chat so we can have them addressed, or you can keep the conversation going, of course, by talking more about the sharing and any questions on our Southeast region page. As a matter of fact, there was one question. I actually asked it. I know that you guys were thinking, what was the format that Robin uses for her newsletters? Weren't her newsletters incredible? And Robin says that she does the newsletters in Microsoft Word. So there are other templates that can be used, but she's found that Microsoft Word is the one that fits her needs the most. So you definitely can explore other potential templates, but that's really good and helpful to know. So that's one question for certain. But again, if there are any other questions, be sure to ask them in the chat, or again on our Southeast Region Facebook page. We'll be sure to post the replay of tonight's call on the Facebook group so that you guys can review it as needed. So with that, be sure that we see you at RepFest. Tell me in the chat who is registered. Are you guys registered to attend RepFest? And if you're not, be sure to check out our RepFest website, which is www.avonrepfest.com, where you can find out all kinds of RepFest information, including discounts on airfare and other travel and hotel arrangements, and all the incredible training and keynote speakers and musical guests and fun that we'll be having at RepFest. And then, of course, if you haven't already, from that same site, you can register. We want to see you there in July. But until then, we have more hot tips and sharing coming your way 2 weeks from today, as a matter of fact. So save the date, and we hope to see you on our next Southeast Shares call for hot tips on Thursday, May 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. If you have a hot tip, and we know you do, just FYI, we are hearing all the time from your leaders, from your mentors, from your coaches about amazing things that you're doing, and we want to feature you on the next upcoming Southeast Shares call. So whether you have a pretty fundamental concept that's working for you or something that's outside of the box, let us know what's growing your business so we can feature you. All right, guys, it's always so great to be with you. I know that Jeanette and our leadership development coaches who joined us, and Angelique, our special guests, I know that you guys all agree, and we look forward to seeing you guys again in 2 weeks from today. So have a good evening. Thanks for joining. See you later.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where